though I'm not wearing a watch, I'm going to add a watch just so you don't get into problems with it, because I noticed that I kind of went out here, and it's just going to be kind of awesome for me to put a watch and show you the same thing as I did with the ring. I'm just going to come in here. Now you are on your own here because you're going to be looking at your watch, all right? And what I want to say is the watch has depth to it. The watch has depth to it, so it doesn't just get to be drawn without having some of the watch go out and around, out from your arm and around your arm. And it has to be curved because it's on a curved surface. This is a curved surface. So just like this, see, that's not a straight line right there. You see that? That's not a straight line. So I couldn't just draw a straight line across there. I had to draw it coming around as I did here. All right, so I'm going to do that with the watch too. And this is where we start thinking about ellipses and how things that are round make things more elliptical. And your watch, let's say it's a cute watch that's round here, you don't want to just make it round. You want to make it sort of round, okay, but you also want to make it that you're looking at it from this side a little bit, and so it's going to look a little bit more like this side of it's rounder, and this side of it is a little bit straighter. It's a little bit more of an almond on that side. And, you know, that may not look right to you because, in some ways, we're looking down as we're looking right down at this. But I want you to see, if you do have a watch on, that you might see this side of it more. You might see this side that's closer to the viewer, closer to where you're viewing it. Might be putting this bezel around it. And it's going to be like, kind of like a bezel. It's called a bezel in jewelry. Kind of like this thing that goes around it, but also I want to make this thing skinnier on this side, okay? And we want it, I'm still drawing really lightly, even though right now I'm drawing with this 9B pencil. And I'm going to clean this up. You always want to clean your lines up, come in, because otherwise you're putting up with and you're responding to a line possibly or an idea that I want to make this a little bit fuller here too. And this is where you actually, if this band had some texture to it, you see me rolling this pencil. This pencil maybe needs to be sharpened, but you roll it till you find some little part of it that's gonna touch the paper the way you want to touch the paper. Don't ask me why I'm making these little lines like that. Maybe because I'm doing what I said, which is putting some kind of texture into the band. You know, you think, oh, scribble till you see it. Can you, could you make something look like something with that? You can, because we're talking about staying connected to the paper here, just like when we're scribbling. And I'm going to come in here and, even though I'm going to make this band a little bit darker, I'm going to get rid of that line that was there for the edge of the arm. And then I think this is, even though it's a nice little expressive line hanging out there, I'm going to pull that in a little bit and just kind of keep touching it. This is where you start learning how to pull your hand and the pencil a little bit away from the paper and come back to it, but we're not helicoptering. You know, every place I've worked here, I'm not like skipping, okay, I'm going to do all the, what are these things called? All the fingernails, no, I'm staying in an area and working that area. Okay, now I can erase, because I put it down so lightly, what I had here in the middle, right? And now I can play around looking at the watch that I'm not looking at, and making it darker maybe in some places where the light doesn't go as much, and then I can come right in here with my tonal value. And I'm not going to outline it. That can be saved for later if I feel like that's what I need. This will be right up against where the glass is. And then again, the watch, unless I had a white watch, and even if I had a white watch, it would have tonal value on it where it didn't have quite as much light as some other place. So I'm just playing this. I feel like I went a little too straight here, so I'm going to come in here. See how that's a little too straight? I'm going to come in here and take that curve down. Make this a little bit curvier as it goes around. And I can smear, all for smearing. especially when one of the things we're doing here, and you might say, oh, mine doesn't look like yours. One of the things we're doing here is making sure when this comes across here, it also feels like it comes to the right place here as it comes across. And sometimes I'll even take a piece of tracing paper and I'll put it right on top of that, and I'll say, okay, if this came here, where would it be when it comes over here? And then that shows me, okay, I'm okay there, but maybe I need to take and make that a little bit darker right there. Just make it feel like it came in there, or it had more texture, it had more thickness to the band. That might be what I need, is the band to feel more thick. So this gives you an idea here what to do. And I'm just going to work on this a little bit more so that you're going to be able to see that I would work on the whole piece. Now, when it comes to creativity and what they call content in artwork, meaning basically what's in it, gives it what content officially means in the big art world, means the meaning. So the meaning, obviously, is derived from what's in a piece. So the content is what's in a piece. So it's up to you if you decide to fill in, shade in, include, not include, everything that you want to do. You get to decide. And how do you decide? Here's the deal. You don't know. You don't even know how you decide. You don't know if it's a good idea ahead of time. There's some idea out there that if we all knew we're great artists, we'd know what we're doing, and then we just execute it with the right technique. But that's not the truth. Okay, so one thing on draw here now is that we are looking for the truth, and the truth is that we don't really know what we're doing. Now, this is going to look a whole lot better, in my opinion, when I get more of this tonal value in with this scribble till you see it. So I'm going to be scribbling, and you may say, oh, she didn't do it as carefully as she should have, but I want to just show you how quickly you can work something by scribbling it. And if it were my deal, I would probably erase this back so that I can actually barely see it, and then I would also pull in. This is not looking right to me as soon as I do that. See how lines can look right to you? Because they're like authoritative lines. There's a lot of that going around these days. I said this so emphatically that you have to believe it. In fact, I said, believe me. And so lines can be like that too, that you're really feeling like, maybe I don't like this quite out there that much, So you want to have lines that can be flexible. They're not like givens forever and so forth. So just going to go ahead and just work this now.